tune into a new sensation, taking hip-hop all across the nation. Word on the street, some freestyle flows, laughed off the street crimes, music videos, celebrity interviews on your TV screen, gossip from the real people in the scene. Sit back in your crib, cause you got to know you're dialed in to the one and only hip-hop show. B-boys, B-girls, come along with me, you're chilling out with hip-hop TV. B-boys, B-girls, come along with me, you're chilling out with hip-hop TV.
Hi, I'm Eddie Maguire, and if you're watching Hip Hop TV, what are you doing?
Hi guys, my name's Pariya and thanks for tuning into Hip Hop TV. It's our third episode, so we're doing pretty good, I reckon, if you're still here. Now today on the show we have Yvonne. She's going to be giving us the lowdown on the news, so what's going on around the hip hop world, I guess, really. We also have Vanessa with an interview with Forte. I know, right? We also have Fiona out and about on the streets harassing people. That's right. Harassing. No, I'm joking. She actually had a few AVOs taken out on her. No, she did an interview with a few buskers out in Sydney, so just out there. We also have Sage coming up. She's going to be doing a few reviews about Earth Boy and TI. So stay tuned, guys. My name's Pariya, and again, you're watching Hip Hop TV.
Hi, I'm Yvonne and you're watching Hip Hop TV. We're out here today at JLo's Dance Again World Tour at All Phones Arena. Now it's going to be an amazing night because this is her first ever Australian tour. So make sure you stay tuned because we'll be bringing you all the latest news and highlights from tonight. In another wasteful rapper moment, a rapper who has just brought out a new album has just revealed that he will be buying 25 Rolex watches this Christmas for his friends. Now, he must be a very generous friend because these watches start at $3,000. I'm sure his fiancée Tiffany will be so delighted about this news. Now, this rapper happens to be the same guy who threw 8 birthday parties just for himself. Can you guess who it is? The rapper in question is The Game. The Game has just brought out a new album called Jesus Peace. Now this hit stores last week, so make sure you've grabbed yourself a copy of this one. And he's also planning on making his own record label. He has named it Rolex Records. How original. Rick Ross has finally opened up about the incident between him and Young Jeezy at the BET Hip Hop Awards earlier this year. And it seems as if there's some unfinished business between the two. Rick Ross recently sat down with Miami radio station 99 Jams, and he said that he indeed tried to choke Young Jeezy. However, he said it was nothing personal. Alrighty then. Rick Ross has announced that his Maybach music group will be migrating with Atlantic Records after a nearly 2-year relationship with Warner Brothers. Now, this comes as a big surprise because Young Jeezy was named the Senior VP of Atlantic Records. However, Rick Ross says that this will be the biggest business move this year. Rick Ross has also announced that he will be releasing his 6th solo album next year in 2013. And the title of the album will be coming out on New Year's Day. Business mogul Jay-Z has announced his new Cognac Douce. A lot of his celebrity friends, including Destiny's Child, The Dream, and Paris Hilton, joined him at the launch party. Douce is a new alcohol brand which Jay-Z launched along with Bacardi in May 2012. I'm Yvonne and you're watching Hip Hop TV.
Wanna see me stop? What option can I take to see me clock a bar? Rolling like a circumstance, working from the bottom up. Let them say that my head's decayed. Sometimes I need a little time to get away. I need to get away. I got these problems straight consuming, and it certainly got my mind confused. It is the only reason that I'm having need a break from this game. There comes a time when I feel the need to break free.
Hi guys, you're watching Hip Hop TV. I'm Vanessa and I'm here with Forte, West Sydney's very own notorious upcoming hip hop artist. How are you going?
Great, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming in today. I'm really excited to get talking to you, and I know all of our fans are looking forward to watching our interview. We'll get straight into it. My first question for you is quite a common question, but I think it's an important one so that all of our viewers can get to know who you are as an artist and who you represent. Who would you say is your biggest influence or, inspiration, both of other artists that you look up to, but also other people in your life that have played a big role in where you are today?
I think there's a lot of different things that have been influential in my artistry, but from different areas, like I appreciate people that have been through hard things and like experienced real life, and sometimes the hard things make good, characteristics, you know what I mean, in people. So I don't know, I can admire people like Tupac and their work ethic, the amount he did in such a short time, and the quality and the artistry too. Like it wasn't just covering a lot of bases, not just like the hard stuff, but the soft stuff as well, and everything in between. So I admire any artist that can really express himself and bring something new to the table. Even if I don't fully relate to it, it can still inspire me to bring the best out of me.
Okay, well, I know that we've got a lot of Tupac fans out there as well, so they'll be pleased to hear that. And it's good to hear that you're thinking on different levels as well, not just, the big stuff that goes on. Awesome. Okay, so now I want to know, at what point along your journey did you stop and go, okay, I think I've actually made it, or, I'm actually making a name for myself, all my dreams are coming true, this dream I've had is finally becoming a reality. When did you realise that you were really going to make it?
I haven't, I've done a lot of things I never thought I'd do, and if I was a kid and I could go back in time and talk to myself and say, in the future you're going to do these things, I think it would have blew my mind. But I look at every day as a day one, I haven't even started a tiny bit of what I achieved to do, or what I will do eventually.
Awesome. Well, that sounds really, really exciting. And I guess that leads on to me wanting to know what is coming up in the future. What are your short-term plans? What are your long-term plans? What about that?
Short term, I just want to get this next album out. Long term, I'm not going to be satisfied until I do 10 albums minimum, and then whatever comes after that. I've got a lot of material stored up. I'm very prolific. Probably got more stuff in the studio that hasn't been released than I've actually released. So I'm building a label at the moment and just trying to make this viable for the future, not just for the time being. I don't want to come in and out. I'm here for the long run.
Well, that's awesome. It's good to know that you the sky's the limit. Really, it's good to know that you have an open mind of what's coming up. And have you been approached by any sort of record labels or big artists or anything like that?
I've got a few things on the table at the moment with distribution and stuff like that, but I'm negotiating. Like I want to do everything myself. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather be an independent artist selling a small amount and making the complete dollar for myself than being a big artist making a small amount. So owning your music is very important. You know what I mean? Whether money ain't my motivation, but it does help.
Pays the bills. Awesome. Okay. So as we already know, so far you've supported a number of huge artists. You've collaborated with some really big names. What were your experiences like with that? Did you have any? You were in some. Can you tell us about the supporting acts that you've done? Who was your favourite? Did you have any bad experiences? Did anyone shock you? Just any little stories like that you'd like to share.
I got a lot of stories. I don't know if I should tell all of them, but the one that really hit me and it's memorable was like when I got to support Ice Cube, because I probably one of the first rap artists I got into, or even one of the first CDs I actually owned. Yeah. I really admired his art, and then one day I got to support him, so that's when I sort of thought, now I'm starting to do things like
that's amazing. That's great. I can imagine that would have been really exciting for you. Yeah, cool.
What's got me to the state I'm on, I'm at, taking kind of stack. Maybe I'm just trapped, can't waste my time with that shit. Picking up the pieces of a shattered dream, passion green, got me right for a sec. Till I wake, snap and see it all for what it is now. Sit with a frown, trying to figure where I went wrong. Shivering these clowns, I'm a door if they step up, flapping their lips. But confronted in their face, they all act like a bitch. Too much shit on my plate, stuck living my fate. Puffing hit to escape, nothing different but the day. I'ma keep going on, high smoking the bomb. My life wrote in a song, man, I know that I'm wrong, but I couldn't give a fuck, shit's driven me nuts. If a cunt steps up, I'ma slit him like a mutt. Get the bucks, trust no one, know what you done. Think discussions, repercussions, cause you opened your tongue. If you don't know, keep your lips locked. Cause bro, when the shit's cocked, it shows that your bricks are soft. Think I give a fuck? Shiver cunt, if it's that time, shit ain't tough, it's just that time. If you don't know, keep your lips locked. Cause bro, when the shit's cocked, it shows that your bricks are soft. Think I give a fuck? Shiver cunt, if it's that time.
Okay, so you know, you are able to make it big and make a living out of hip hop without the record labels and all of that, you know, that side of it. So why is that? Why have you guys been able to do that without going through the mainstream record labels?
I think because the industry hasn't had time to realise that there is we're actually a voice for a certain type of people or a certain attitude, and like they've not caught on to that yet, and they're always going to be the last people to catch on to it because they're up in their offices, whatever, and we're down in street level, so we're obviously a voice for something that hasn't been tapped into yet. And you can see through a lot of artists, like we've influenced a lot of artists if you really look at it, like some of the kids that are coming out are rapping like us or saying the things that we're saying when no one was actually saying it before we were saying it. So.
And like, you know, a majority of your fan base are, you know, kids on the street. They're under 18. They're looking up at you as role models. You know, they're really listening and reacting. Why do you think? Do you think that's the reason? What you just said is the reason why you've got that fan base, because they are just real kids.
Well, they're definitely like they're hearing the music and they're seeing it around them, so they're relating the two things and they're living it. And it's a very thin line between influence and do the wrong thing. If you really listen to what we're saying, sometimes we do say some wrong stuff, I admit, but you know, as I think now at the position we're in, we've got a responsibility as role models to really turn it around, and they might listen to us more than they'll listen to their teacher or their parents, because they'll look at us like, oh yeah, you've been through it and that, so with their parents was a different generation or whoever else, you know what I mean? So, you know, we can't blame us when we say bad things, because it's usually based on something that we've been through or whatever. And you can know when we're telling a joke, and sometimes we push the limits, we do, but you know, sometimes you got to be good, and sometimes you got to know when to be bad. So
that's great, yeah, and I can really see how that would have a positive influence on kids who are looking for someone as a role model like you. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a role model, but now I realise I should try to be. They're good kids.
Be good. Okay, and finally, just a random question I want to ask you is if you could choose, you know, any charity or organisation that you could help out through your success, what would it be?
I'd personally like go to where I see the disadvantaged people or disadvantaged areas and try and help them myself, cut out the middleman. No point going to a charity, throwing my money and not knowing where it's going or whatever. I'll go to the street and give the homeless food or shelter or whatever I can do, or maybe teach them if I can, or anything I can do personally, because, you know, it's easy to just send a check somewhere and be like, whatever, but you don't know where that's going at the end of the day. You know, so I don't know no organisations personally enough to be able to give them $1. You know what I mean? I'd rather just give that to someone on the street. You know what I mean? It's easier for me and it's more rewarding too.
Well, that's a great way to think about it, and I think a lot of people should take that on board. And finally, my final question for you is this new album that's coming out. I know that there might be a few exciting guest appearances on there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I've got a couple of songs with Head Hubbard, which I've been working with for a long time. I got songs with Sky High, Cursor, some choruses by Emily Blake, which is a singer, Too Furious, Candice Ryan, lovely singer, lovely lady, and I got a song with Snoop Dogg I'm going to drop on the album too.
Wow, okay, so that's some seriously exciting stuff there for your new album. And when can we expect to see that? When can we expect to be able to get our hands on that album?
The album's been done over a year ago. It's just a matter of mixing and the right timing, you know what I mean? I've been dropping mixtapes leading up to it. When I feel the time's right, I drop it. I don't want it to fall on deaf ears. I want it to be, it's going to make some noise. But it's not for everyone. It's definitely a street album.
Okay, guys, so that's all we've got time for today. I'm Vanessa from Hip Hop TV, and this is Forte. And thank you so much for coming and having a chat with us today. It's just been great, and it's been really good to have you on the show.
Not a problem. Pleasure's all mine.
Okay, thanks, guys. You've been watching Hip Hop TV.
What's up? This is Cursor.
Rates.
JD.
And Forte, and we just all recently rooted your mum, and if you want to see the footage, you can tune into Hip Hop TV because it's all online.
And watch it. You'll know why they call me the sickest.
Plenty more mums as
and
well.
you know why they call me RD.
We didn't get paid, it was just community service. So part of it.
Hip Hop TV, motherfuckers.
Well, hip hop in your mum's cunt.
Hip Hop TV, motherfuckers. Oi, did I mention Hip Hop TV? Oi,
What else?
Hip Hop TV. In case you fucking forgot, Hip Hop TV. Watch it.
Hip Hop TV.
Fridge vanilla flavored blunt, let me chill, blaze it up. X pill, take a dump. F still making bucks. Notes on the bar, thick coke in this trick bra. Starting get poke shit, ain't no fucking bitch, nah. Lay low, cup sipping with enough women. Ain't down to dance, but I'm cool to get up in them. Club spinning tracks in the back, getting drunk. Can't sign out, but I'm high, so like I give a fuck. What? So what y'all wanna do? What y'all really wanna do? Get high. What y'all wanna do? What y'all really wanna get drunk? What y'all wanna do? What y'all really wanna get free? What you wanna do? What you really want? What you wanna do? What you really wanna get high? What you wanna do? What you really want? Get drunk. What you wanna do? What you really wanna get free? What you wanna do? What you really want? Up in this bitch.
Hey guys, this is Fee. You're watching Hip Hop TV. We're joined on the streets in Sydney, outside of the World Square building, by the Gangnam Style crew. Say hello, guys.
Yeah, woo!
Now these guys are our resident street dancers here in Sydney. They're absolutely amazing. They're here every single day, so you should definitely come and check them out. So guys, tell me a bit about yourself. How did you all come together? How did you meet?
Yeah?
No, it doesn't speak English.
Yeah?
Now, at the dance studio just over there at Goulburn Street at Crossover. And we started, me, my Belgian friend, but he's not there today, and Danny from Spain. Actually, Danny taught us how to street dance, how to perform the street. And finally, more people came, and now we're a group of maybe 7, 8 people dancing on the street.
That's awesome. So how long have you guys been together as a dance troupe?
5 months, 4 months. 4 months? 4 months maybe.
No.
5 months, 12 months, 3 weeks. They all come and go as they please. So do you guys love what you do? How long have you been dancing for and things like that?
7 years for me.
6 years.
The same 6 years, yeah.
Awesome. So do you guys get some pretty weird looks from people, like when you're performing, things like that? They sort of like, what are you guys up to? Or are people pretty receptive to what you're representing, your style, things like that?
Say it again?
Yeah, everyone's different. Yeah, everyone's different. Most people are like, like, wow, look at them. But then a lot of people just walk past.
What's the weirdest reaction you've ever got from someone?
Well, there was one girl, she walked past.
That's sick. All right, so do you guys have a couple of drinks before your performance, loosen up a bit? Or is it all just like pure energy, raw energy?
We don't drink, we don't smoke, feed people, parties, people.
Every day here, break dance in the street, represent France, Belgium,
Germany, Australia.
Yo, 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 or should I say ho, ho, ho. Christmas is right around the corner, and what better as a stocking filler than a hip-hop album? Today we've got a couple of reviews for you from the hip-hop scene. I'm Sage and you're watching Hip Hop TV. We're going to start off our shores first with T.I.'s new album, Trouble Man, Heavy in the Head. This album's named after an iconic Marvin Gaye song because it encapsulates exactly what life in the streets is and what T.I.'s triumph up from his early days to where he's at now is all about. So the album basically is just under an hour's worth of amazing tracks. There's huge amount of variety, innovation and inspiration amongst the songs that you'll hear on this album, and you can download it from iTunes for roughly $15. The album basically turns animosity and defiance into streetwise tips for life on the, street, or the ghetto, as they say in the US. The first bar of the album sets the mood for the premise of Trouble Man. Basically, the song No Introduction shows a full frontal T.I. He's not expecting anything in return. He is giving of himself, not hiding anything, no regrets. We get what you see is what you get. The first bar goes something like this. I'm just a hood nigger. I ain't ever had shit. Just a bad attitude and a bad bitch. Just a bag full of tools and a half-breed. So, I mean, it just gets better from there. There are little skits and a whole lot of guest stars. There's Akon, Pink, Lil Wayne, and they really do mash it together beautifully. It's melodic, lyrical, it says something, and I think if you want to pick at it, it's going to be pretty hard to do so. I basically rate this album quite highly, 4 to 5 stars. I think you won't be disappointed, and a lot of the other commenters out there in Cyberworld are saying the same thing. I think there's more than one hit on this album. There's a cover of Elton John song, Wonderful World, and also Guns N' Roses, which is a bit of a genre bender, including Pink. So, you know what, I think you might be hearing this on the airwaves, if not only out of your iPod. So definitely check it out. And now we make our way back to home turf with a top Aussie hip-hop act known as Earth Boy, Local Boy, with his new album Smokey's Haunt, which will actually be touring around Australia early next year. So you might want to check that out through OzTix. You can get your tickets through OzTix for Earth Boy's new album. Basically, this album debuted on the ARIA charts at number 14. It has been album of the week for Triple J and Drum Media, so it's completely been praised and celebrated. So I think you know what you're going to get. Formulaically, it's similar structure to T.I.'s, funnily enough. It's got a mix of different rhythms and moods through the songs. There's even a bit of romance. It's all about journey on the urban scene in the uprise of hip-hop and getting a career in hip-hop, which is an amazing achievement. So you might want to get your hands on this one because it's definitely poetic, it waxes lyricals, it embraces life, direction and journey on the hip-hop scene. And I can definitely see a major hit with On Your Shoulders, which is a bit of a mix-up with fellow Elephant Tracks signed artist Jimbler. Sounds good, guys. You're going to be wanting to listen to this and listen to it good. Again, you can download it from iTunes and it should be there in your iPod, going through your ears. Listen up, dudes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. So you all know how this goes. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. This is definitely going to catch on. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Oi, oi, oi. Hip hop, oi. Hip hop, oi. Hip hop, oi. You better be saying it with me next week. Well, I'm Sage, and you're watching Hip Hop TV.
Hey guys, what a great show we've had for you tonight. We've had Forte here interviewed live, and what an amazing, inspiring talent he is. We've had Yvonne on location at the J-Lo concert giving us the latest news, and we've even had Fiona out and about on our city streets interviewing hip-hop buskers. Now, make sure you do not miss next week's show because we have a guest star, UBD, aka, I always get this wrong, Head Abed, got it, joining us for a live performance. So make sure you do not miss it. Until then, check us out on www.hiphoptvonline.com and don't forget about our Facebook page /hiphoptv. I'll see you next week. I'm Jordan and you're watching Hip Hop TV.